All right, Ventures Season 20 is here. We're going to be talking about the rewards, what Ventures is, some great loadouts you're going to want to use, what's coming out with this season, and general Ventures tips. The description down below is going to be a goldmine for new players. I definitely recommend checking it out. I got a lot of videos covering basically everything about Ventures because the rewards have not changed since Season 4. You guys still watch these videos, so I still make them. It's really useful to new players who don't know that the rewards are the same every season. All of these highlight rewards are the same. I'll point out the big ones everybody cares about. You get a weapon voucher at level 13 that lets you research different weapons that are outside of current seasons. I'm going to show the yearly content timeline real quick just to demonstrate that some of the best weapons of the game, like the plasmatic discharger, come out in like November 6th this year, for example. It is not currently November 6th. That's like, what, 7 months away now? So if you wanted to get that weapon early, that's exactly what you should use your weapon voucher on. That video down below, like I said, there can be a lot of links down there. Legendary Flux is also fantastic because there was an update a while ago that made it so that a lot of the best heroes in the game and the best weapons of the game are actually fluxible. I would say, in my very informed opinion, Legendary Flux is actually more useful than vouchers nowadays. And you get not only 100 Legendary Flux at level 16, but you get another 100 Flux at level 22. So again, link down below to the videos on how to flux heroes and weapons and what the best picks are for that. I know it's very overwhelming if you have nothing, but hey, I didn't put several hundred heroes and weapons in this game. There's just a lot to talk about. Corey perk is also very good. A lot of people get bored of Corey perk because they either don't know how to spend it or they don't get to have enough of them. I don't know. Corey perk is really, really useful. Just getting the right 6 perk on those weapons. For example, if you have a weapon where I'm constantly suggesting affliction, it has slowed and snared. That's what Corey perk is for. And I'm going to be skipping ahead a little bit down here to show you that there are stretch goals. So Destroy has you destroying certain stuff, locate certain stuff. I'm going to zoom out here because I'm on 1440p nowadays, but you can expand this to see all of the specific rewards. We'll be coming back down here later on, but just to show you guys, this is down here. This is the one thing that does shift from season to season. I double checked with Archer, and Cavson, who runs Fortnite DB, made this website early. If you're wondering why this video went live the second the season started, is because he actually got this set up for me in advance. Thank you, Cavson. He's been an amazing help for me in general, and Fortnite DB is awesome. I think it's obvious, but this will be linked down below if you guys want to just shut me up and scan this site yourself. The link is down there. Cav does a great job. And yeah, I just wanted to say that there is more Corey perk, more vouchers, not vouchers, there's more superchargers and Corey perk. You do only get 1 weapon voucher and 1 hero voucher, but moving on, you do get your hero voucher at level 20. Same as weapons, you can just get heroes early. That's a big debate. Now, this is just something I've been getting a lot of questions on, and that is Clip or Dennis Jr. I know that there's a lot of information here, but I'm going to focus your attention to June 19th right here. Dennis Jr. is a hero that gives you Rock and Riff when you get axe eliminations 11% of the time. That's not that exciting, but he's a mythic hero that gives you totally rocking out, which is the strongest team perk in the game. And Clip is everybody's favorite farmer because she doubles the materials you get. Not wood, brick, or metal, but she'll double your batteries in the lead, your nuts and bolts, planks, twines, all of them. She's fantastic, and both are kind of far away. Dennis Jr.'s next season, if you want to save a few months, totally rocking out's a good pick, but Clip is excellent for farming, and I'm going to say Dennis Jr. is my recommended one. Now, he's closer. If you want to wait a few months, you should. You should. It's your voucher. Spend it as you wish. But I'm going to say, with Ventures tips later on, I might reiterate this, that farming is super doable. You don't need Clip. I've been studying this game a lot recently. I've been kind of forming the groundwork of an updated every item video. My old video 5 years ago is still good. 2 thumbs up on that one, but it's approaching 5 years old, and I have so much new stuff to say, and some of that I'll share with you right now. Glowing animals are a treat, all right? They drop you literally everything. In researching this video, I blew my own mind to learn that glowing animals give you everything. If you recycle weapons and traps from those glowing animals, you will get so much loot. As I am recording this, there has been a bug in the game where recycling traps doesn't give you everything it should, and recycling weapons gives you more than it should. That might be fixed at the start of the new season, and this might be outdated information as soon as the video goes live. So just double check what you're getting from recycling so you don't, waste your stuff. Maybe wait on the traps until that gets patched. Maybe take advantage of the weapons while you can. It is Ventures, though. If you're doing this in Ventures, it doesn't really matter. You'll get plenty of that stuff because if you kill the glowing animals, you'll be great. Do encampments, you guys. If you see that little hammer and anvil combination, that will give you most crafting resources in the game. If you see wood, it will give you wood as building material, but you'll also get planks and twine, and there's so much I can add to that. I have a whole chart. You know what? Here, This is not done, okay? This is not prettied up, but if you see this wood icon, you can get all of these resources. Depending on the power level of the mission, your rarity of the resources will go up. Right away, you'll get stringy, and then you'll move all the way up to carved. Same with brick and metal. If you see quartz, you can get sunbeam and shadow shard and quartz in general. If you see an ore, I know it's labeled copper ore, but in the late game, you can get obsidian and bright core, which means you can research weapons, or, well, buy weapons from vending machines, which is really, really good. If you see this crafting icon, as I just said, I had to recreate this, by the way. You know, not to brag, but I had to do that myself. Anyway, so all of these are confirmed items that you can get. If there's more to these crafting rewards, then let me know. But if you see this icon on an encampment or an anomaly, you can get batteries, nuts and bolts, coal, all of these different things. And once you take advantage of all of this information and you realize that encampments, anomalies, glowing animals, recycling weapons from storm chests, let me show you this as well, the recycling chart. This is what you get from recycling stuff in Fortnite Save the World. It's everything. Okay, not power cells, not resin, which can both drop from animals, by the way. And I guess animals can't give you building materials, but everything else can come from recycling. So as long as you are just getting weapons and recycling the bad ones, you just don't need a farming loadout. You don't need clip. I think if you're starting with an empty inventory, you should start with clip. And that's what I was mentioning earlier when I'd say I'd come back down here. Mission is the big one. You should never start a mission and fight the storm like an Atlas category 1, because the very first quest you get is to complete a mission, and then the second one is fight the storm. So you should always start in a super easy mission just to farm something. That's like the one time you definitely should use clip if you have her, or any outlander that can punch with anti-material charge. That's when you should just run like a resupply is what I was thinking. I was trying to say repair the shelter, but that's not what I meant to say. Resupply, build a radar grid, encampments. Hey, that would be a really good resource. I just spent 3 minutes of this video talking about them. And then do fight the storm, then do retrieve the data, then just follow this as you go. You should always be doing these quests as you go along because it's a really, really good resource. You don't need them all laid out here. Cav went above and beyond just putting all this in here, but the game will tell you what to do, and you should do it because it's extra stuff. And at the very end of it, you've got superchargers and core reperk waiting for you. That's the good stuff. Even if you're a new player, hey, I'm power level 40, I don't even need that. Well, here's the deal with ventures. You get access to high-level missions and ventures way before you normally would. If you're a power level 40 player and you make it through ventures with the weapons that you looted, you can get to the 94s, 108s, 124s, and those 4-player missions, and in general, they'll give you schematic XP, survivor XP, hero XP. You'll get storm shards. All the different storm shards is what I start with, but that's the least interesting. Pure drops of rain, lightning in a bottle, eye of the storm. These are all resources that are really good for evolving weapons and heroes that is useful in the main game that you get to keep from ventures. You can't keep your ventures inventory, not your weapons, not your traps, not your materials, nothing that you loot, but all of those resources that go into your inventory outside of ventures stick around. And that's a really good resource for a new player. So when people ask me what they should focus on, ventures or the main story, I say ventures. It's a little boring, but if you're a new player and you don't have all of your schematics perked the way you want them anyway, I'm really talking to the power level 80s and below here. Ventures is probably really similar to the normal experience of the main game anyway, and I did say I'd talk about different loadouts. It seems I have one video on Scurvy Shields, and that's because this modifier is just bouncy husks, so it just knocks enemies around. That doesn't really change how you play. Maybe go a little light on melee builds, I guess, but this whole video is old. I know it's a year old, but it still shows you constructor loadouts, farming loadouts, Teddy builds. I don't love Teddy in the end game, but Teddy builds are super effective all up until the 90, 100, maybe 124 zones if your teammates are up there with you. Blakebeard's stash is a little nerfed nowadays. You can only hold 8 coconuts and 8 cannonballs and 6 peg legs, but I've been using Blakebeard's stash a ton. In fact, I'm going to load up my game while I'm talking because I want to show you guys something. I use this loadout for almost every single mission in Ventures after Cloak Shadow got buffed. Now, he's a winter hero that's limited time. You might not have him. You can put pretty much any decent melee commander in here. Assassin Sarah, Paleo Luna in the lead, whatever. But Cloak Shadow, if you have him, is super fun. They buff the Shadow Stance damage to do a significant amount. This won't carry you into missions where you're under leveled, but it'll do great if you're appropriately leveled. And then Blakebeard stash, as mentioned, Coconuts is great from Crossbones Barrett. All of these heroes should be available throughout the season. Oh, that I don't know. Did somebody hold on? I am not live, and they did not know I'm recording, but they just redeemed a Jigglypuff in the middle of my... Okay, you guys just got immortalized in a Adventures video, but I'm saying that all of these will be available. So the Yar quest line is out, so you'll be able to get Blakebeard's stash. From the llamas, you'll be able to get Crossbones Barrett, and these are really, really useful. You do need Blakebeard the Blackhearted to get the team perk. When you get him, by the way, it'll give you a limited quest line. So if you go to the left-hand side to the quest tab, you will see like a hero quest somewhere in here to collect 5 treasure chests, and that is what you get to actually unlock the team perk, and then activate it finally. Privateer Hype, also available from the Pirate Llamas that are available this season. It's really good. I know a lot of people are upset about the limit to coconuts. I don't fully understand it either, but I use this team perk a lot. It's completely fine. Coconuts are not nerfed. Peg legs slightly, but they're still amazing. They're still amazing. They didn't get nerfed. They just got limited so that they're not higher power level than should be accessible to you as a player, because that's what used to happen. If you're in the lower level zones in Ventures and you're a high level player and you use peg legs, they were a higher power level than any natural spawning weapon could be, and now they are like the peak of what they could be, which is still amazing, and she buffs their damage even further. So this team perk is awesome. Battle Beat just makes you swing faster, do more damage. Paleoluna not only is great, but that 3% extra damage counts as an extra attack in a way that counts as 2 kills. So Battle Beat now only takes 5 peg leg eliminations to activate Rock and Riff. I don't know why. It's any melee, but it's just half the cost. So this is a fantastic loadout that I want to just share as a general loadout that's good in every single Venture season, and you're welcome to steal it. Go ahead and enjoy that. So yeah, I told you guys immediately that the rewards are the same every single season, and I feel like dumping Ventures knowledge is how I convince myself to keep re-recording this every single time. So anyway, I stopped at Hero Voucher and Flux because this is usually the most important set of levels. Up to 22, you're going to get 200 Legendary Flux, which means you can research 2 weapons, and vouchers are awesome for the aforementioned reasons. And I will also say, if you don't have enough weapon designs, for example, to level up the weapons that you might be getting, if you can't research anything, then I'm obviously recording this before the season starts, but as you farm up tickets to open Pirate Llamas, you can open them up, recycle the heroes and weapons inside of those llamas, get more manuals than you know what to do with. That's the highly recommended strategy to get that taken care of. And then the stretch goals are up to you. It takes generally experienced players about 30 hours to speedrun Ventures. If you're in a consistent group, you're doing your quests, and you're all playing together regularly, which is super easy. Our Discord is linked down below. If you are friendly and nice to talk to people, if you're patient, if somebody's not around right that second, keywords, never use the word carry, and be careful with the word help. You do not want help. You do not want to carry. If you want to find a group, you need friends to play with. You give your power level, you need people to play with. Not to join you, not to do anything for you. We are a team working together. That's the most productive way to get a group going, and if you actually participate in the missions, that will make you a valuable player to play with. And you know, friendship making tips, everybody. Tell people how you feel about them. It's kind of awkward if you're not open to it, but I tell people when I appreciate them, and it's like a normal thing for me to be like, hey, I'm like kind of I don't emote that often in real life, and I'm like, I appreciate you. And I have Pokemon friends that I've kept in touch with because I tell them like, I like you and we should do this again. And that's a great way to just make a group of friends that will consistently play with you in Ventures and make that grind a lot less painful. Like I said, 30 hours for the most experienced players, 40 to 50 hours if you're going casual. And that's not that big of a deal. As I've been showing in this chart, Ventures, as you can see in this chart I've been showing, Ventures goes on for about 2.5 months. April's kind of one of the shorter Venture seasons, but it's about 2-ish months. And that is plenty of time. If you've got 60 days to play and you just put in a couple hours a day, maybe 4 hours one day, skip the next day, whatever your work or school schedule permits, you should be able to do Ventures easily. I routinely finish Ventures in like the last week because even as a streamer, I just play it periodically. I just sort of push the levels along as I go. Granted, I have high level viewers who like to carry me, but that is not necessary. I appreciate their help, but I am not in the 140s all season, right? Like you can just chip away at it and get it done, or at least get far enough. I mean, the world's not going to stop spinning if you stop at 37. I mean, you'll still get the bonuses at all these different levels, and a lot of people like to stop at 46 because that last 500,000 XP isn't always worth it to people to get a trap supercharger, a hero, and 1 weapon supercharger. Remember, it takes 5 to max something out. At least at 46, you're getting all the survivor superchargers you need to push your power level as far as you you possibly can. That's how I'm power level 145 up here. That's the maximum power level. You guys want to see something fun here? Since I've been catering this to the new players, you guys might just appreciate seeing this. I'm going to brag a little bit, but this is beautiful. Look at that. All supercharged, all maxed out. I'm going to keep playing Ventures because as a streamer, I like to hang out with you guys, and Ventures gives me something to do. But yeah, all done, baby. That's from Survivor Superchargers. Super satisfying. And this is a key set of numbers here. I know I'm mentioning this at the end of the video, and it's just a lot of information to share. I'm very chatty right now, but these are the different levels to unlock. So when you hit, okay, I've done adventures enough times to know that if you do all of the power level 15 missions right away, which you should, you can do them right away, level 15. If you do all the power level 15 missions, you'll typically end up at about level 7. Personally, just to minimize the amount of time I spend in Ventures, I actually stopped there. Seriously, just come back the next day or at shop reset. So in my time zone, shop resets at 7 right now. Maybe you can do those power level 15 missions at like 5 or 6 p.m., for example. Then shop switches over at 7, and then you just carry on doing the 15s again. That should push you up to level 10. That unlocks power level 23 zones. And then as you level up, you can see when you hit level 11, you're already moving on to 34 zones. Level 15 unlocks 46, and then Venture starts rolling pretty easily after that. People ask me all the time, how do I get 23 zones? That's level 10. And the other key one people care about is when you could see 140s, and that is level 43. This is Ventures level, by the way. That level goes up as you get XP. So yeah, I think I just dumped everything I can share with you guys. How to start with farming, how to farm very efficiently. By the way, that is the whole game, not just Ventures. Glowing animals, recycle weapons, you will get everything. I talked about loadouts that you could use. I shared my personal favorite loadout right now. Talked about what the rewards are, what they're good for. My supercharger video, link down below. I didn't really talk about that, but it's down there if you guys want to know what to supercharge. I shared you guys like which missions you should start with, and then how to do your first few missions. I think we just about covered Ventures. I know this is definitely way longer than my normal rewards video, but who doesn't love more information? So get out there, enjoy the game, have some fun, really try to enjoy it. Ventures is my least favorite part of Save the World right now. You are not alone, but you are also going to be the millionth person to complain about it. We've all heard every complaint. So it's just best to make it as fun as possible if you're going to go for it. You know, try that group of friends, and you know, show on in the background helps if you have a side monitor. All these different things make the game more fun. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Subscribe now. If you made it this far and you're not subscribed, it's, you know, something to think about.